It's BattleCOM. We are live. We've got a okay. That I think that's a hello everyone has already come in from David Harris. Welcome to the show. Let's get hi. This is all right. Welcome to the Halloween or pre-Halloween edition of BattleCOM. This is what are we on? We are on season 2, episode 14. And that means that we are going to be starting BattleCOM with the Slido. So you want to make sure that you have your voting app open. Tim Rowclef is here saying hello. Christian Menard is here with a woot. You want to open on a separate tab, slido.com, and then choose event code BC214. There shouldn't be anything to see there yet, but that's how you vote. You'll be voting using slido.com to choose the winners of the battles. For those unfamiliar with BattleCOM, BattleCOM is the geek war of comedy game shows. We've got these 4 fantastic battlers, one of whom is a green screen on their own, who are going to be facing off against each other, punching each other in the face with jokes. And you decide who wins. But it's not who's right. It's who's most entertaining, because we learned from Fox News it's not about being right. Let's just go through the costumes very quickly. So we'll put them all in the big window. Somebody has already called it. Sean Griffin is saying, hey, it's Uncle Phil. There we are.
Wow, that's awesome.
We got happy Halloween, everybody. Halloween. AJ Young is saying, came to see Zeus clean up because Zeus cleaned up last month.
Yeah.
And David Harris is saying, can we use the voting app with a tablet? I do believe so. It's just a web page, and so it's easy to work. Let's look at the other costume. We've got Michael Myers. I loved you in Austin Powers. Definitely. We've got this is the most quiet. Oh, right. What?
Yeah.
What? A Starfleet uniform in an X-Wing fighter. We are definitely crossing the streams. So that is Dawn Xanklin. David Pryde as the Invisible Man. So apparently he'll be doing a lot of wonderful costume changes through it all. We have Cindy is going to be helping us out here. And I'm going to be the knockoff Phantom. So there we are. Just a color corrected or color misprint on that comic. This is your battlers and crew. Where are we? There we are.
Someone asked for the link for the voting.
The link for the voting.
Sorry, they just texted me.
The link is go to slido.com or sli.do, and the event code is BC214.
So wait, Zeus's prepaid votes are asking for the link for the voting?
Yeah,
yes.
basically.
Just making sure.
Basically. I just got all my friends from high school. I was like, listen.
I don't have any friends from high school. Damn it.
Right. I do. Well, I don't either. I just have all the photos from everybody that's very incriminating from high school.
And David Harris is saying, just in case we're not a computer as such a voting, yep, you should be using it to anything that you can have a web tab open. And that came up twice. Today's trivia: the Halloween mask is just William Shatner mask, painted white. That is the truth.
It's actually how he looks today.
That is not Roshan. That is not the first mashup. We're going to get to the mashup after we get through all the beginning stuff. AJ loves the costumes. David Harris saying, that came through 3 times, and I look just like Billy Zane. Apparently, probably Billy Zane right now. No, I don't think he looks as bad as I do right now. So there we are. Let's get into the slideshow. There's our battlers: David Pryde, Zeus Fleming, Dawn Xanklin, Scotty Mars, and Erica Tadeo could not make it today, but Cindy Che is filling in. I'm Paul Ash. And here's the hints to our battlefields. Our battlefields, the first one is going to be, I heard it from a neighbor who heard it from a friend's cousin that it's true. Second one is the horror. The horror! And third one is trick or treat. Give me something good to eat. So there we are. That's our 3 battlefields. for everyone. But we're going to start off with our audience game. And oh yes, hold it just a second. We had an important question come in from Barry Carter. What? No Erica beep? We're getting a Cindy beep today. We had to get an alternate beep in. It is Erica approved. Yeah, David Harris does not know why it posted 3 times, but we're moving on. So the mashup. This is an audience game. So we're going to present a mashup for you to give a title to at the end of the battle round. So look at it, think about it, and then give us your answers. And then the battlers will choose which one is the best. First one we're going to see is this one.
Oh.
Like Scoob, I don't feel so good. There we go. Since it's not an Erica beep, is it a Cindy Klaxon? So there we go. That's the first one. See it all, ruminate. And we got to think Heis NT Isaac. That is the person who tweeted that picture. So here we are, our first battlefield, Cindy.
No pressure.
It's like I tell all the guys I date, it's my first time, be nice.
I love it. Every guy I date, I tell them that.
That's a lot of cheese. There's a lot of cheese there. There's a lot of cheese in this show. A lot of cheese. I like the cheese. Gotta have the cheese. Oh, 2 types of cheese. That's the way to do the cheese.
Now that's a fine looking lasagna. Oh, hi! I didn't see you come in. Welcome to my kitchen in Wisconsin. I'm friend of the show, Sean Griffin, and your first battlefield for the evening is, what is the scariest urban legend? Good luck, battlers, and have a good one.
So the first battlefield is the scariest urban legend. And our first battler coming to the screen is David Pryde with his choice of peanut butter, a dog, a woman, and a surprise. All right, but he'll be facing off against Scotty Mars, second to the screen with the licked hand. Scotty, as the second to the screen, you actually go first in this battlefield. So Scotty, you go first on the positive round.
Alrighty. Should I read this thing or it's or just give a Cole's Notes version of it? Cole's Notes version of it is a lady home alone. She hears some noises. She locks her doors and everything. And then she's laying in bed and her hand's off and she feels it licking and she thinks it's her dog that's licking her hand, comforting her. The next morning she wakes up, her dog's been killed, and written in the dog's blood says, humans can lick too. Which is just terrifying. Now, the reason why I picked this is because of how many levels of terror there are in this story. Like, first off, killing a dog. Most horror movies don't do that. Like, they'll have a dog in front of Jason and the dog will live. Because even Jason won't kill a dog, right? And think about it. Like, animals, we see sad animals with Sarah McLachlan music and we tear, like, we're done as humans. We're just, like, throwing in the towel. But this one's dead. And then someone licking your hand, like just being licked, ew. Ew, that's just wrong. Like saliva, like nobody wants that. Like no one. That's just disgusting. And humans can lick too. That's a whole subsection on Pornhub. It's just not it's not anything that you want to have happen to you. So that's why it's just terrifying.
That's a Scotty Mars positive round. We're now going to the David Pryde. I'll say it 5 times. David Pryde, David Pryde, David Pryde, David Pryde, David Pryde.
Yes. Do I say my urban... I'm dressed as a cat, by the way. Do I say mine or do I attack his?
It's your positive round, so it's positive, but your choice.
So my urban legend is, okay, a woman comes back. Okay, they're throwing a surprise party for the woman, see? And as I understand it, she arrives before anybody has a chance to jump out and surprise her. She immediately summons her dog and produces a jar of peanut butter and summons the dog over, and the others watch in horror. And again, this is as I understand it. She pulls out a cat and smears the cat with peanut butter and lets the dog eat it. That isn't that disgusting? This really hits close to home for me. That smears peanut butter on her own cat and then lets a dog eat it. I think that's how this goes.
Vote. Vote. Let's see your votes. Get your votes in. The voting app, the poll is open. Go to slido.com. The event code is BC214. Scotty with the licked hand and David with the peanut butter dog woman surprise. That's an amazing cat costume. That is an amazing cat costume. The votes have started coming in. Tim Rowclef saying we got to have a lot of cheese in Wisconsin. Sean Griffin saying, well, when we filmed that, it didn't feel so cheesy or cringy.
Is there
Tim Rowclef saying it's looking good.
Isn't there not, like, as soon as you cross the border, one of the borders into Wisconsin, there's like a castle full of cheese?
Road trip.
So you'll have to answer that for us, Sean. And AJ Young is, oh my God, this is insanity. I love it. Welcome to the Halloween edition of BattleCOM. The votes have just been, if you've been watching this, this has been a very serious horse race. They're going through. Scotty's currently in the lead. There was AJ Young, also Sean, Great Lizon, Emily Slater. That is correct. Castle full of cheese.
I knew I heard about that.
Is it next to the statue made of cheese of Aaron Rodgers?
No, it's.
I think we're going to give this a countdown. Cindy, if you would.
Whoa.
You want a longer
We just
or short?
reversed it.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, it is a tight race, bouncing back
Make
and
it a fast
forth.
one. In 3, 2, 1, beep.
Beep. That one is going to Scotty. Scotty has won the first battle, the positive round. Very sad for Kitty Cat David Pryde. But Kitty Cat David Pryde, that means you're going first on the negative round. Negative about Scotty Mars' urban legend as the scariest, the licked hand. David Pryde. Catty Pryde. Is it Kitty Pryde?
Kitty Pryde.
Yes. What's wrong with getting licked? I mean, it's called bathing. It's just natural hygiene. Like get over it, you filthy slob.
All right, that's the negative round. Scotty, you get to be negative about the peanut butter, the dog, the woman, the surprise.
There's so much there. And like in your case, Kitty Pryde, yes, getting licked is good, except for hairballs. Obviously, that would be a massive issue for you. And we don't know that in the woman. If there was a hairball issue for her dog, that could have been a whole problem for the doggy and the peanut butter. My issue with that as a scary story is it's not so much as a scary story, it's just a perverted erotic story. And if you feel a tingle from the peanut butter dog story in your nether regions, it's really just a sign that you need a bunch of therapy. So it's more of a litmus test than an urban legend, really.
All right, let's get your votes in. The voting is open. Votes have already come in. Remember, you're not voting for who's right. You're voting for who's most entertaining. It's Scotty Mars and Kitty Pryde. A.K.A. David. Sorry, it's David in the voting app for Kitty Pryde. It is coming in. We've had Tim Rowclef is complimented, saying it's a lovely little beep. So we got our beep. We've already got one of the options coming in for the mashup. Zoinks! I've been Scooby snapped.
That's good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think I got a little peanut butter in my throat. Sean Griffin is JFC the cat emotes. Wow, I think Kitty Pryde was trying to punch the camera. I think it's time for the countdown. Che.
In 3, 2, 1, beep.
That is David. So that one goes to David. We have tied it up. That means we have a free-for-all round. Since David won that one, Scotty, you get to go first on the free-for-all round. Free-for-all round, you have the choice of being positive about your choice, negative about your opponent's choice, just be entertaining, or do a roast attack upon your opponent. Scotty.
This is a little unfair because I'm attacking I'm attacking a Muppet. Like this isn't fair, okay? Like this, the last time I attacked a Muppet, it was Paul Ash, and you know, like that, just it ended horribly. There was stuffing everywhere. It was just terrible. So I mean, there's this cute little cat. I got a cat sitting in the other room. I feel terrible ripping it a new one, but I have to because listen, cats like to lick, so of course he wants to lick. If that thing was, I mean, it's peanut butter and tuna mixed together. What more would a cat want to lick than a peanut butter, a PB&T? That's what the cat wants, a PB&T.
All right. Kitty Pryde.
Is this on? Okay. I guess that's exactly the point is that the licking is good, but I don't think you got the point of my story is I don't think it was the licking. I was told that the dog ate the cat, and that's they didn't use the word cat, but that was the gist I got. Is that the dog just jumped in the woman's lap and just the Saint Bernard's head just vanished straight between her legs. And can you imagine the slathering, devouring of that?
Vote! Let's get the votes. Votes! Let's get the votes in before there's more description. Vote! Going to... all right. So welcome to the kid-friendly version of BattleCOM. Oh, no, that's out the window. We have another one has come in. Tim Rowclef is saying Scooby-Doo and the Mystery of the Purple Snapper.
Thanos.
That could also relate to the...
Yes, we understand. we understand that.
I'm just helping him understand. He seems to be a tad confused.
It's kitty memories. It's kitty memories we're dealing with. There is I think we can give that a countdown already. Cindy.
3, 2, 1, and David's taken the round.
There we are. David is he's the first battle champion that's
I licked him.
battle master that'll be going as a battle champion. He licked him.
I want my vote back.
We are now. Just give me a second to get this set up. We are now going to face off against for our next battlefield. So the winner there was David Pryde. We now are going to have Zeus Fleming coming to the screen with Teke and facing off against Dawn Xanklin with their choice of the Baby Train. The Baby Train. So there was very limited options for pitchers for the Baby Train. And so it is the positive round first. Dawn, second to the screen. You go first.
Excellent. So the Baby Train is an urban legend about this train that stops at the sleepy community at the same time in the wee hours of the morning, and it sounds its really shrill train whistle, waking people up. But it's too early to really get up it's too late to really get back to sleep. So these people have no choice but to, have sex. So I think that is the scariest urban legend because people are scared twice. Like once by the train sound and 9 months later because they've been tricked into having really sloppy morning sex.
Zeus, you're positive right about Teke Teke.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about Teke Teke here. Sadly, there's nothing funny about Teke Teke. This is an old Japanese urban legend about a Japanese student who got picked on so much that she threw herself off the top of a bridge and landed on railroad tracks and was cut in half by the train. Now, she didn't die right away, and she just festered, and just all this evilness grew in her because of this. Now, anyone who went down to this said train yard, if you were a bully, she would come after you, and you would hear her coming up to you as she would claw her way on her hands and her elbows and no bottom torso, and it would make a tick, tick, tick sound. And that's where they came up with the name Teke Teke. Now, I get that's not funny at all, but I can't help but think because there's also another version of this where her head was also semi-severed and clips back a la Beetlejuice, if you remember. And that is all I can think of is Alec Baldwin chasing me down with the Teke Teke face. And yeah, it's just a very scary story. That's all I got.
All right.
Scary.
Votes. Coming in, Dawn with their choice of Baby Train, Zeus with Teke Teke, Tim Rowclef making the note that it's lusty urban legends.
Right?
Lusty urban legends.
Like, how do you beat that?
Well, the votes are coming in.
Whoa.
Again, you're not voting for who's right. You're voting for who's most entertaining.
Sex or bot?
So, yeah, Roshan, sex or body horror. How to choose.
You're my kind of people. You are my kind of people.
AJ Young, Zeus going full speed down a dark path is my vibe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, AJ. Like, I tried it. I'm like, I have to be entertaining, but I'd never heard this. Like, when you said to find urban legends, I looked them up, and that was literally one of the scariest things I could think of. Like, just seeing someone crawl on their hands and
yeah.
Right.
And that's why we do the reminder. It's not about voting for who's right. You're voting for who's most entertaining. It is. I think it is about time to give it the countdown. Che.
And 3, 2, 1, beep.
That is the first point is going to Zeus.
Thanks, AJ.
So we are going to the negative round. Negative. That means, Dawn, you get to go negative on the first. You go first on the negative round. So you get to be negative about Teke Teke.
Well, Teke Teke, I think it's really easy to be negative on that. Who hasn't experienced high school bullies? And I think Teke Teke is just like the biggest, baddest high school bully on, not doing leg day again. So, just punt Teke Teke. You're done. Keep your lunch money. The end.
Zeus, negative about the baby train.
Well, okay, so we're on this baby train. Let's just think about what we're saying here. You're getting the horror of being stuck on this train, and then the horror of having to be a parent again later on. How am I going to explain to anyone how I became pregnant? What is this? Like, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not Junior. But seriously, it's just a weird story, and I think what really happened is someone got a little freaky on this train, and 9 months later they're like, "Hey, I don't know what it was. It was supernatural, kind of like that Mary girl."
There we go. Get your votes in. The voting app is open. Oh, this is a new window we have here, so we can actually see the votes coming in. But I realize if we do that, we can't bring the comments up without covering most everybody.
Yeah, baby
So-
train. I mean, I feel like I was just arguing in favor of it.
I do believe, Zeus, you made the mistake of thinking you are on the baby train. It's just the baby train is going through town and wakes up everybody too early.
Oh, well, see,
All right, so
paying
they're not
attention.
due to get out of bed yet, but what do they do after that train whistle?
Can't tell you what I would do for a Klondike bar. That was. Thank you for that pity laugh, by the way. Yeah. Take. She's
We're not
crazy.
we're not seeing any more movement.
Oh.
Not seeing any more movement. I think we're going to have to call the vote. Erica, give it a countdown. Erica, sorry, Che, give it a countdown.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Beep.
Eep.
No points awarded.
Well played. High five.
No points awarded. That means that we are going on to the free for all round. Zeus is still in the lead, so free for all round. You get to be positive, negative, just be entertaining, or roast attack upon your opponent. Dawn went first last time. That means Zeus, you're going first this time.
Oh, see, now this hurts me a lot to have to go after someone wearing a Star Trek uniform. I mean, I am a Trekkie first and foremost, but it makes it a lot easier knowing that you're sitting in the cockpit of a Star Wars vehicle. I'm just going to put that out there. I know Paul mentioned that earlier, but that is going to make things a little bit better for me. Now, you talked earlier about Teke being that bully, but you got it wrong. She was the one that stuck up for the bully. She got bullied her entire life. And if you were a bully that showed up at that train station, so she was like almost the Beetlejuice version of Batman, I guess. She was that dark vigilante, and I'm gonna take it.
Dawn, you're free for all round. Positive, negative, just be entertaining, or roast attack.
Well, I think I'm going to be positive about the baby train because it tells us, those of us who've experienced parenthood, how scary that can really be. And I mean, I think this is the kind of town where you'd find the Duggars, the family that was on the Learning Channel, 19 people in their family. I think they lived in that town. They lived in that town and they didn't move out, and everyone else had the sense to live there. And, but TV makes itself, I guess. And I think they had 19 mornings or 17 mornings of waking up early, producing children and content for TV. So who can hate the baby train?
There we are. It's the scariest urban legend. It's Dawn with the baby train, Zeus with Teke. Get your votes in. The voting app is open. David Harris is commenting that Beetlejuice Batman sounds awesome.
Right? I'm just saying. Call it the Ghoul Knight instead of the Dark Knight.
They're both Warner Brothers properties, I think.
They're both Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Ooh.
I got to see that now.
But if that's the case, then who would be Beetlejuice's Joker?
Well, the sandworms already kind of look clownish.
True. Or maybe the seance dude that's trying to sell the house.
That guy too, yeah.
Or
Although I see
maybe
more of a
just Tim
penguin.
Burton.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
In his everyday attire.
Oh wow, I've tried something new. All right. We're getting the votes. The votes are coming in.
Beetlejuice Batman.
Che, I think it is time for the countdown. Oh, Catherine O'Hara as the Joker.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
God.
god.
Her hair would be right.
I want to
that's
see
not-
that.
If they
I
ever
wanna
did
see that now.
Flashpoint,
Right.
like full on,
Martha Wayne.
yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
And 3, 2, 1. Beep.
And that gets the
Zeus.
point to Zeus. So Zeus,
Thanks, AJ.
I just want to. I tried to be Crime Alley and say that's Batman's dad beside me.
Too soon.
There we are. So our next matchup is going to be our winners of the two previous battles. So it's going to be David Pryde, Canadian Comedy Award nominee, or Kitty Pryde, versus Zeus. So it is the peanut butter dog woman surprise versus Teke Teke. David, you go first on the positive round.
Thank you. I'm positive that eating a cat scares me, and really, I think I mentioned someone that my fellow alley cats over here just mentioned to me that the woman that actually takes off her pants at one point, and that's where the cat comes out of. I guess it's she just can't keep that in her pants and. This match is over. Eating a cat.
Zeus, positive about Teke Teke as the scariest urban legend.
Well, I guess right now my most positive thing I want to say about Teke Teke is when she opens her mouth. Another thing that she resembles is Alf, and if I had Alf here right now, oh my God, Kitty Pryde. Some of those puns we would take care of right away. Teke Teke, though, the ultimate superhero. We talked about the Batman Beetlejuice. This is the everyday hero, except for it's a monster that's half a body. But you know, I mean, she's killing for good.
All right, voting is open. AJ Young is saying, I got you, Z. Sean Griffin saying, I literally can't even with the cat.
Right? Where's Alf when we need him? Somebody.
Let's see the votes. Get the votes coming in.
Fitty.
So we are tied so far. There has been a run forward.
Ooh.
I think it's because they won't let me vote. Like, you voted once before, you can't anymore. Oh, well.
I think it is about time to give the countdown, Che.
In 3, 2, 1, beep.
All right, first point. First point is going to Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde has won the positive round. We are going to move on to the negative round. Going negative first, it is going to be Zeus. Zeus.
All right, let's talk about this peanut butter licking woman cat thing that's happening here. Let's be honest. This was never an actual urban legend. We're talking, everybody has Pornhub. We've been to the worst sections of it. And this is just where that story really came from. And now it's just playing off some puns there just to get those sympathy votes for you, folks. How could you go against good old Uncle Phil when we got Kitty Pryde over here stealing the name of an X-Men, a glorious X-Men? Anyways, that's all I have to say about that.
The gauntlet has been thrown. Kitty Pryde. Negative round.
Look, just because your urban legend's named after the way my owner calls me into the yard every morning, it's just that's just dirty pool. And also, I'm Nightcrawler, damn it. I took the poll on Facebook, and I'm a Nightcrawler of the X-Men. So I don't know where you guys are talking about this kitty stuff, but this match is over.
Vote. Get your votes in. We've got Roshet is asking, they eat cats on Pornhub?
Yes, young ones.
Yeah.
Sean Griffin is saying, did anyone ever call Uncle Phil little?
No.
Oh.
Get
No.
your
Don't
votes
forget, you
in.
guys, while you're getting those votes in, hit like, hit subscribe. It's you guys that keeps this thing running.
Exactly,
sure.
and we are going to
AJ.
review the answers that we had for the mashup. We're going to bring the mashup back. Oh, this is getting close.
Fitty
Not
fitty.
seeing much more movement.
Wait, I gotta
Shane?
call my mom. Make sure she's watching.
Shay, can we get the countdown?
3, 2, 1, beep. No phone calls, Zeus. I'm sorry.
All right,
Aw.
that is where it's at. That is no points awarded for that one. So we have we're moving on to the free for all round with David, aka Kitty Pryde, aka Nightcrawler, is supposed to be going first on the free for all round.
Yes, the free for all. Well, I
Positive,
don't really-
negative, just be entertaining, or roast attack
well,
upon
the
your
only
opponent.
free for all I know as a cat is just
Uncle Phil, you're free for all round.
Holy cats. Holy cats.
That's it. That was it.
All right, the voting is open. The voting is open. That was a big Uncle Phil stare. I'm not sure.
Thank you, AJ.
First vote out there went for Teke Teke. But remember, you're voting for what's most entertaining.
I got hissed at. He literally threw a hissy fit.
Wow. Daniel Tiger is mean. Wow.
Right? Jeez. Get some kitty litter. Get that guy some catnip or something.
No performance enhancing drugs allowed.
Oh, I think I gotta go.
That's not enhancing. That's not
Oh.
enhancing, Zeus. Don't worry.
I don't know. They took that gold medal from Ross Rebelliati. I was worried.
There it is. Well, we got well, here's certainly entertaining. AJ Young is going, I think you held up well against a soft cat. So
Thank you, AJ.
let's give that the countdown.
In 3, 2, 1, beep. And
There we
David's
are.
taking it.
David Pryde is our battle master of the battle champion, sorry, of the first round. Let's take just a moment to review our what is that called? Oh yes, our
Mashup.
audience mashup question.
Oh, I love
And
this one.
so the audience mashup question, and we'll take a look at the choices that our battlers have to choose from. Where were they? There was just going back up. It's Scooby-Doo and the Mystery of the Purple Snapper. And there was another one in there. Scooby. Oh, no, that was the same one. Where? There it is. Zoinks! I've been Scooby snapped. So those are the two choices, unless something has just come in. No. So Zoinks! I've just been Scooby snapped, and the Scooby Snapper. So which ones is it, battlers?
2.
Yeah, I go with 2 zoinks.
Yeah.
It's Zoinks.
Yeah.
So we got 3 votes. 3 votes. 3 votes for Zoinks. Even Kitty Pryde is nodding their head. So Zoinks, that is the winner. Congratulations to Ruoshen. Barry Carter is even coming in with a vote for number 2. So we got an audience vote for number 2 as well. Moving along, now we need an alternate title for the next mashup. An alternate title, because this one is a film poster that has a title on it. So what would be the subtitle or an alternate title for this mashup? And it's a shame Scott Carter is missing this, because this is going to be his Christmas.
Ha!
So that is Dude. That's the Big Lebowski on the Dune movie poster. So there we are. And Battlefield number 2. Che, are you ready to run the video? Congratulations, Roshan, with their victory woo.
Hi, battlers. I was taking a bath when I remembered. I was taking a bath when I remembered Paul wanted me to do this. The second category, or the category you're dealing with right now, is what is the greatest horror anthology? Have fun.
All right. What is the greatest horror anthology? Thank you very much for Tim Rowclef. Tim Rowclef is also been asking, when are we going to do an amateur BattleCOM? Let me get interest from 3 others. If 3 other people want to be doing that, then we will do an amateur BattleCOM.
I'm here already.
In the
I was just going to say.
But our battlers, our first battle is going to be between Scotty Mars with his choice of the Twilight Zone, facing off against Zeus Fleming with his choice of the Sandman, as written by Neil Gaiman, which soon it's going to be a TV show. It's been a book. It's been a comic book, not quite in that order. Sean Griffin is saying, okay, glad I'm not the only one who went with weird this month. Good job, Tim. There we go. We got the love affair happening between Tim and Sean. Roshan is also, he's down to do the amateur. All right, so contact BattleCOM on Facebook and we can get that set up. Zeus, you go first on the positive round. So you get to be positive about your choice, The Sandman, as the greatest horror anthology.
All right. Well, first off, let me just say I know this isn't everyone's first idea when they think of horror, but anyone who's read any of Neil Gaiman, especially the Morpheus, the Sandman kind of trilogy, not trilogy, but just the anthology, they would see that there is so much horror, so much supernatural, so much death and despair in these books. It's kind of mind-blowing. But what I love the most about them is the fact that no matter what you're a fan of, if you're a fan of any kind of lore or any kind of mythology, they touch upon it, whether it be Greek mythology, Norse mythology, you want to talk African mythology, all of that is all included there. It's just the greatest kind of hodgepodge of characters and mythos. And yeah, that's why it's so good for me. And yeah. Sandman! Did I mention it's going to be on Netflix? That's it.
Scotty, the Twilight Zone.
Well, like, I was amazed. Like, I'm jumping in on this thing last minute. So I'm sitting there sending Paul what I want to choose as my topic. And I'm like, I sent him 3. And he was like, all of those are available. So I was like, what the hell did you people pick for horror anthology? Because I picked, like, 2 of them definitely should have been taken. One of them being the Twilight Zone. Because this is the granddaddy of it all. Without this one, there's nothing else. So you have to have the Twilight Zone. And it's also like, you know, think about just how great it is. It's gritty. It's life lessons mixed in horror and sci-fi. You got Rod Sterling. You can't paint a more 50s man than Rod Sterling. Stiffer than all get out. You know, he only eats white bread and mayonnaise. That's it. And he smokes cigarettes. He drinks. He's just, you know, and it's the like the theme. People that don't know, like people that live under rocks that don't know the Twilight Zone, they know that theme. They know that that means something. So that alone makes it the greatest. It, like, if I had a mic, I would drop. I have one, but it's very expensive, and I don't get paid that much. It's done.
Vote. Get your votes in. There we are. So it is Zeus with his choice of the Sandman versus Scotty with Scotty Mars with his choice of the Twilight Zone.
I feel one was entertaining and the other one was just basically, hey, I really, really like this.
That can be entertaining as well. And again, we're not voting for who's right. We're voting for who's most entertaining.
Well,
And the audience is saying that they thought they were both entertaining.
Dude, that's a spicy bowling ball. I'm sorry. I'm psychic.
And I think we need the count.
And 3, 2, 1, beep.
That is going to Scotty. Scotty has won the positive round. We're now going to move on to the negative round. Now, that means, Zeus, you get to be negative about the Twilight Zone as the greatest horror anthology.
All right, so let's talk about the Twilight Zone and about it being a horror anthology. Sandman's more of a horror series than this is. We're talking about the Rod Serling Twilight Zone. William Shatner freaking out about a gremlin on the window. Come on, these were some of the most boring shows. You know what was good? Everything that emulated it afterwards. The Outer Limits, Black Mirror, all those were good. And Rod Serling's your go-to? You're going to go, yeah, you know what was great about him? He was the whitest guy of all time. That's our favorite guy right there, you know. Loved his women to stay in line and loved to just make sure that he was on top. I'm not saying he was all about privilege, but come on. The Twilight Zone ran for a long time on really little talent.
Scotty.
So someone hasn't seen the Twilight Zone. That's fair. I understand that. Okay. Not everybody enjoys the classics. I get it. I get it. Black and white television, you're out. You're not digging it. I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. It's actually an anthology. Sandman is a story. There's a difference. Sandman, I'll love it. Listen, it's hard for me to speak ill of Neil Gaiman. The guy is a genius. Love his work. So let me preface that. But Sandman is pretty much a continuous story. It's not new stories. It's the same characters continuing on. Twilight Zone, new characters all the time. And here's the thing. Sandman, like Twilight Zone's had books. They haven't been able to even get this thing to the screen. It's taken them forever to get it to the screen. Why? Because it's pretty convoluted. It's a pretty messed up story that's hard to adapt. No one's going to like this when it hit Netflix. Like, just for the record, we know this in advance, right? Everybody is going to shit on this because it's not going to be the graphic novel. So let's, stop pretending that that's going to be good. Let's just take some time. Zeus, honestly, you and I, we can sit down together. We can watch some of these old Twilight Zones. It's the best acting William Shatner ever did. So let's just,
Wait. Sorry.
Vote.
That's the bar, though? That's the bar?
Well, for him.
That's some of his best acting. I mean.
Well, that and when he called 911. Or no, never mind. Sorry, that was bad.
All right. David Harris is saying, dude, that's a spicy bowling ball. We also, Sean, I think I might be the first naked guy on BattleCOM. Tim Rowclef is saying that. But there's been a number of us who've been performing without pants over the pandemic.
I'd stand up and prove that, but we don't have a magnifying glass.
All right,
we've got wearing very khakis.
All right, we can get another vote countdown, please, Che.
3, 2, 1, beep. And Scotty takes it.
Scotty takes it. This is the first time in Zeus's BattleCOM history that he has not made it to the final round of the battle. So there we go.
His mom must have come back and voted for me again.
She did. I called her and I'm like, I'm on again. She's like, ooh, that cute Scotty's on again. Damn it. Cost me votes.
We got another mashup suggestion is the mashup The Dune Abides. There we are. And let me just change over these screens. And so the Twilight Zone has won the first one. We have now Dawn Xanklin with her choice of R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, which seemed to get Scotty Mars' approval, versus David Pryde's Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. And this was actually submitted before they announced that they were going to be doing Part 2. David, second to the screen. You go first on the positive round.
Boo! Yes, History of the World is by far the scariest anthology that I have ever witnessed. Just the sheer problematic nature. Every story is more terrifying than the last. I'll just go with the Spanish Inquisition scene. That's a period of torture and horror, and they really go there because they use a musical parody. They go for musical parody. I was like, no, stop. And that's what the whole thing. And plus, they put a bunch of rabbis in the slot machine, which is like, oh, who would have thought the creator of the producers would go so dark?
So on your positive round.
All right. So my 10-year-old stopped believing in Santa Claus when he was 5. But thanks to Goosebumps, he believes in zombies, werewolves, and vampires. So there's that. I know it's normal for kids to be, afraid of things that take them by surprise, like scary stories, mean dogs, and Hayden Christensen being hired as Darth Vader again. He's a bad actor. Well, I want to follow in my parents' footsteps. I want to give my kid something to really cry about. So that's why Goosebumps gets my vote. Perfect nightmare fuel for kids.
Vote. Get your votes in. The voting app is open. There we are. Votes have started coming in. Again, the reminder, you're voting for who's most entertaining. Barry is giving a little bit of consolation to Zeus, saying, Grandma hit the wrong button, Zeus.
I know. I got to get her new glasses.
And David Pryde hates the producers?
The movie or this show?
Or it could be the musical. Because, all right, it was a non-musical movie first, but I digress. Let's get on with the countdown.
3, 2, 1, beep. And
Dawn
Dawn
Xanklin
takes it.
There we are. Dawn has taken the first battle between these two giants. That means David Pryde is going to go first on the negative round. David, you get to be negative about Goosebumps, R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, as the greatest horror anthology.
No, it's not. Wait, let me go on. It's supposed to be scary for kids. Kids aren't scared of anything in a book. You want to scare a kid, fling your feces at that kid. That's what happens. And howl, show some fangs and some fecal matter. That's how you do it. And I don't think there's any of that in the books. So there.
You know what? There might be now. Thanks for the parenting tip. But I think that, given that this adorable primate, is afraid of evolution, let alone the history of the world. So I can't take what he has to say seriously or hilariously, because I think the monkey is just scared of everything.
Take it back.
Voting is open. We've got another suggestion has come in. The mashup, Bowling for Water. Bowling for Water.
Gotta see that.
Not even soup.
While you're getting those votes in, don't forget hit that like button, hit subscribe, so you know what's going on with BattleCOM. Something new every month, you guys.
Please, that does help us out a lot. Hitting those likes, hitting subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the BattleCOM channel before, please do so. We want to make sure that we can reach 100 subscribers so we can actually have a set or proper name on YouTube. So it's easier to find. Share it with your friends. And I think it's time for the countdown.
And 3, 2, 1, beep. And David has taken this round, so we are going to the free-for-all.
We are going to the free-for-all round, which means Dawn is going first with free-for-all. Positive, negative, just be entertaining, or a roast attack upon your opponent.
Well, like I said before about evolution being scary to the monkey, I think Goosebumps helps kids be afraid so they're uncomfortable with things. They get used to being uncomfortable so they can figure things out. So when my kid is done binge reading Goosebumps, I like to lock him in our escape room so he can figure his way out of that. Parenting in action.
Okay. All right, David Pryde, you're a free-for-all round. Positive and negative, just be entertaining, or roast attack upon your opponent.
Just to suggest that I am afraid of evolution, I just want to point out that one scene in history of the world, the Caesar says, "Bring me a small lyre," and out comes a little person. Like he means the musical instrument, right? But instead, Mel Brooks does a hard right turn and brings out a little person yelling, "I didn't do it, I didn't do it." So it's a pun that's an affront to the little person community, and I think we've all evolved beyond that. So, good
vote. Vote.
I said good day.
We did get a question. Is he a monkey or is he an ape? I didn't see a tail. Oh, there's a tail. It's either that or we just got mooned. Or maybe he's proving he's not wearing pants.
Whoa, what a jump. Oh.
Votes are coming in.
Votes do raise up when you show your tail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, I think it is time for the countdown.
And 3, 2, 1, beep. And
beep. There was a last-minute surge for Dawn, but David still scored the point. David, there you go. You are going to be facing off against Scotty for the both as battle masters to be the battle champion. And we did get a question has come in. I didn't see this before. I didn't know we could do this during this, but we have a question. I'm just going to bring it to the screen. Monkey, how did you lose your ear?
He found one.
It was in the free-for-all with that cat.
All right. In the free-for-all with the cat. We just lost Dawn for a second.
Just trying to get into the right vehicle.
All right. There we are. So it is going to be Scotty versus David Pryde. Scotty, you go first on the positive round.
Alrighty. Should I wait? There we go. Now I'm big. I like it when I'm big. Fulfills a fantasy that'll never happen otherwise. Anyway, so the Twilight Zone, the thing is, like, we talk about it being the best because it's iconic. If somebody is walking down a deserted path with their friend and they get a little scared, they go, "I think we're entering the Twilight Zone." They don't do that. They don't go, "I think we're entering the history of the world," because that doesn't happen. You don't enter the history of the world, but you do enter the Twilight Zone. And also, when we talk about it being the best, it's the only one out of all the horror anthologies that has books, that has movies, has a soundtrack, has a TV show, and a ride at Disney World. Even Disney was like, we need the fucking Twilight Zone, man. It's that big. We need it. And they created a whole terrifying thing. It's the only one that makes people throw up daily. Daily people puke because of the Twilight Zone. I dare anyone to challenge that.
Boom. Positive about History of the World Part 1 there, Monkey David Pryde.
I threw up watching History of the World, and I think one reason, there's a whole sequence of sexual harassment where Mel Brooks is going around the King of France and just engaged in the most horrendous feeling up, and his little tagline is, "It's good to be king. It's good to be," and he's he's just all hands, this guy, and it's horrible. That's not why it's good to be. Now Kong, that was a king. That was a king, and that was true love. It wasn't this physical harassment. No.
Vote. Get your votes in. Tim Rowclef admitting that he got queasy on It's a Small World. Whoa, did you see that? That was like a Tron race, those votes coming in.
That's because the Small World, like, the dolls are creepy.
They are.
Their soulless eyes just staring at you, singing endlessly.
Oh, David's got a runaway on this one, but less than half the votes are in.
What's wrong with soulless eyes?
All right, let's get the countdown.
And
Bullshit in
3,
here.
2, 1, beep. And David.
There we are, David, and we've got another. Nope, that's the same question. There we are. That means we are going to be moving on to. Since David won that round, that means Scotty is going first on the negative round. Was that the negative round? No, that was the
positive.
That was a positive
We're
round.
going to the negative now.
About History of the World as the greatest horror anthology.
Well, first off, Paul, I wish I had known I was going to be battling against the Walmart Jeff Dunham. I really, really wish I would have known that up front. But secondly, the only, again, it's hard to, Mel Brooks is so smart and so fun. I love Mel Brooks. But the only reason the guy can write History of the World Part 1 and 2 is because he's been here for the History of the World Part 1 and Part 2. The man was at the crucifixion. He helped the man down. No, that's it. That's it.
Negative about Twilight Zone as the greatest horror anthology. David Pryde.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. The Twilight Zone. It's just the story everyone mentions is the guy on the creature on the wing. Like that's the epitome of the horror of the Twilight Zone. It's a creature hanging up. Look, man, I hang off things every day. I'm always hanging. I look through the window. It's just natural, and it's no big deal. Maybe if I saw William Shatner looking back at me, then I'd be scared. But that's not how it played out.
All right, there we are. Let's get the votes in. The votes have started coming in already. It's just, please, Mr. Shatner, don't sue us. They sent him to space, and then they brought him back. Why did they bring him back?
Because if he was up there any longer, he would have had a buttload of paternity suits to file for.
I still wanted to see I wanted all of us to dress up as monkeys. And when he came back and came out of the ship, he was like, "It happened. Charlton was right. Heston was right."
I think if he was anti-gravity any longer, his toupee would have ripped off.
That's all Shatner, baby. All Shatner.
Let me reiterate that again, please, Mr. Shatner. Don't sue us. I've not been mentioning how I was almost killed.
By William Shatner?
I might mention it in the after party, in the after show. So stick around for the after show.
Okay.
But I think it's time for the countdown on this. I think we have a winner.
And 3, 2, 1. Beep. And David has taken it. And David has
Holy
won
shit,
round
man.
2.
There we are. We have Monkey David as won round 2. And
Good show.
let's see what the there we are. So that was History of the World Part 1 has won that. So Part 2 has been won by David. Just want to point out these are not paid sponsorship. BattleCOM is powered by StreamYard. It's an easy streaming app that we pay for, as is Slido. That's the voting app. So I pay that so we can present this on here. We do not have corporate sponsorship whatsoever. Sean Griffin is oof, why the Shatner hate? He came back all awestruck. Yeah, but at his age, it's easy to be awestruck. If you want to donate to help support the show, it is linktr.ee/Paul Ash. So the first click there is to buy me a drink. All that money that comes in on that will be split evenly among all the performers that you see here on screen. Well, even the 2 that are semi-hidden at this point in time. So thank you for helping us. Oh, hold it. The name the mashup.
Yeah.
We've got to choose what's the ones. There's there I had to find my mouse for a second. That's a spicy bowling ball. The Dune abides. Oops. The Dune. I'm sorry. Che, are you doing that?
Yes.
All right. The Dune abides. And there's one other. But 3 below that. Bowling for water. So, battlers, which one is your choice?
I like the Dune Abides.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd third, fourth that. I don't know where I'm ranking on this one, but yeah.
It was the second one was the Dune Abides.
Yeah, that one.
So Ruershen is cleaning up on the audience mashup choices.
Oh, they won the last one? Nice.
Yeah.
See, I think
Congratulations again. They want to face off
Too much
against
spice,
Tim Rowclef in the amateur one. Oh, hold it. There's a late one has come in. Dude, where's my car? Extreme edition. Wouldn't it be, dude? Is it not gyrocopter? What's the copters? The aerocopters? Oh, well, the Dune things that every kid is going to have to buy a toy of. So we have our name the mashup for the third battlefield is about to appear. If we're ready, everyone is geared and set.
Ooh.
This one has an easy. Yeah, Ruershen is gloating now, 2 for 2. This has an easy one, and we are going in for our third battlefield. Cindy.
BattleCOM. This is Barry 3D here from the Iconist podcast, and very simple. What is the best Halloween candy? If someone says Bazooka Joe gum, clearly you've never lost a tooth.
All right, Barry Carter giving
Barry.
us his take on it. It is, what is the greatest Halloween candy? So coming to the screen first, Scotty Mars with his choice of bite-sized Kit Kats. And second to the screen is Dawn Xanklin with the Kraft Caramel Squares. And second to the screen means you are first in the battle on the positive round. Dawn.
Well, I have to say that Kraft Caramel bring me right back to the 1980s when all I had to worry about was, not getting enough candy or getting razor blades in my apples, or even getting those geographically vague racist insults like "go back to somewhere" that wasn't specific. But anyway, all this to say that the caramel squares, Kraft Caramel Squares, delicious.
Boom. That's the positive round from Dawn Xanklin. Scotty, you're positive about the bite-sized Kit Kats.
First off, anything bite size because it's all I can live up to. There's actually, when I was single, that was my dating profile. It was bite size. Don't worry, it's not going to fill up your mouth. But the thing with the bite-sized Kit Kat, here's the thing. When they do Halloween candy and they shrink down these bars, usually they just it's almost like they just made a big bar and cut it up. But bite-sized Kit Kat, they don't, because there's a different ratio. The bite-sized Kit Kat has a superior chocolate to wafer ratio. It's better than the regular Kit Kat. They even tried to copy it. The Chunky, that's just a bigger attempt at the bite-sized Kit Kat. It's scientific candy perfection.
There we are. I don't know if you should have cut off sooner at the big laugh, but
I didn't hear it.
The voting is open. David Harris says, please ignore my comment. Entered it too soon. Well, we somehow didn't even see it. Sean Griffin is saying his tap implied that a raw pumpkin was his choice. No, I'm not seeing it. Tim Rowclef is, how can we possibly choose? You choose by listening to see who's most entertaining. That's how we choose. Let's get a long count on that one, Che.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep. Scotty.
Beep. That goes to Scott. Scotty has the first point. That means we are going to move on to the negative round. Negative. First, it's going to be Dawn.
Well, did you know? I have to be negative about Kit Kats because I couldn't find any recipes about Kit Kats when I was looking. I found a great recipe for Kraft caramels, starting with how you melt them. And what you do is you melt them, you squeeze the square gently on the side, and then you unwrap it. And fun fact, that's also the first 2 steps you need to do to get me to melt. So yeah, Kraft squares.
Boom.
Dawn's. I should find out if Dawn is a dentist, because that's about the only way you're picking Kraft caramel squares as the best candy out there. And on top of that, she says it takes her back to the 1980s. That's the last time they were fresh.
Vote. Voting is open.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry. Sean Griffin clarified the video. Barry tapped his pumpkin. Actually, the tap was his table. Tim Rowclef, he votes with his stomach. And Strato is giving us a hey, hey. I don't know if he's tapping his pumpkin there. Why he's doing that.
As long as he's in his comfort of his own home.
Yeah,
exactly. Not involving children or animals.
That's right.
Dropping pumpkin seeds everywhere.
So I think we can give that a count there, Che.
And 3, 2, 1. Beep. And Scotty takes it. Scotty will advance.
All right, so Scotty will advance. And there's a couple choices have come in on. Hold it. No, has any chances?
I don't think.
No, nothing has come in on the new mashup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it should be an easy one. There is an easy one there. But Kraft caramel squares got melted out of there because I think most people recognize it's an ingredient in other candies. And our next round, it's going to be David Pryde with his choice of the greatest Halloween candy being quail eggs, facing off against Zeus Fleming with his choice of full-sized Aero bars. Full-sized Aero bars. You go first on the positive round, Zeus.
All right, so the positive round, what more can I say? It's a full-sized Aero bar. I don't care. And I guess Guy is saying you want to go bite-sized because, there's some kind of correlation there, but that's neither here nor there. Me, I prefer a large-sized Aero or a Mr. Big. But with this one, it's the epitome of the greatest chocolate ever made. I'm vegan and I would still eat these every day because they're that freaking good. Aero bars, that's where it's at. And think about it. Think as well. Full-sized Aero bar. I used to walk into the stores when I was a kid with $1, and I'd be able to get a full-size Aero bar, can of pop, and now there's just cameras everywhere.
David Pryde, positive about your choice of quail eggs.
Oh, come on!
The greatest confectionery of my youth, of every All Hallows Eve festival, was the delectable ovum quailarum, or egg of the quail. Of the quails, plural. It's Latin, plural. It was we would go through the peasant village and knock on the doors, and whereas you would say trick or treat, we would say confection, else suffer a most embarrassing jape. Away with you, get out. Pay no attention to that. Behind the curtain. Oh, wait. You got too excited. The magic's gone.
Vote.
I mean, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Vote.
I'm up against Mr. Dress Up's freaking king.
I'm fighting
Friday.
King Friday.
Yeah.
King Friday from
well,
Mr.
somebody's been
Burgers.
fried, and it's not me this time. Well, I mean, it is, but still.
Oh, we've got a battle coming up in the chat. We've got the mashup is an easy one. Predator. Someone is saying, "Get to the hammer."
Like it.
But then the hammer has been thrown. Predator is far too easy. I'm working on something better. I don't understand what's happening, but it's funny, and that's
neither,
what
Sean. Me neither.
that is what this show is about. We're voting for what's most entertaining, and I think we deserve a count on this one. Shay.
3, 2,
This wasn't fair.
1, beep. And David has taken it.
This wasn't fair.
David has taken the point. And that means we are moving on to the negative round. Negative. Zeus, you get to be negative about quail eggs. The face says it all. As the greatest Halloween candy.
It's quail eggs. It's freaking quail eggs. It's not Cadbury's cream eggs. It's not some kind of chocolate egg that you'd even see on Easter. It's quail eggs. And because you've got a puppet talking to you folks, you're giving them every single vote. I get it. You all voted for Trump. It's cool. I get it. I see what's happening here. Quail eggs. Quail. It doesn't matter what I say. You're going to vote for him. But quail eggs.
Yeah.
Negative. About full-sized arrow bars.
The full-size Aero bar contains about as much chocolate as the third-size Mars bread that we used to have as a child. It has more bubbles in it than the lungs of a drowning witch. And they have a lot. And yes, you said you wouldn't bring that up, man. Now away. I'll never forget you drowned me.
Vote. There's anarchy. Vote.
Even I'm voting for him. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Wait.
Oh my God.
Come on, Mom. AJ,
your
Grandma.
Your mom and grandma have still voted for you.
Mom, you can vote for me. It's not Scotty this time. Damn it! Damn it!
Oh.
I think it is time for the countdown on that. That is the greatest amount of violence we've seen on BattleCOM online. Still doesn't match the physical show, but Let's give that a countdown, Che.
And 3, 2, 1, beep. David, you are going up against Scotty for the final.
Oh.
There we are.
I was hoping I had a few more twists up my sleeve.
So it is going to be David versus Scotty. And so, Scotty, you go first on the positive round. Positive, but your choice, the bite size. Oh, hold it. We had a call out in that, and I missed it. Facts aren't jokes was thrown against Zeus.
Listen, Sean, I used to like you after your last comment. Sorry.
Are we ready to roll?
You ready to roll?
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Zeus was about to throw down with something. I didn't want to step in the middle of that. I didn't want to catch shrapnel. So first off, to be positive about my bite-sized Kit Kat, they're candy right away. They're not dead bird fetuses. So right off the top, victory for bite-sized chocolate bars. And the Kit Kat, like, it's everything you want, and you can put it all in your mouth at the same time. There's multiple ways to eat it. You can suck it so you get the wafer, and you get that chocolatey melting in your mouth. It's so good. Or you can just crunch it down. If you want to, like nosh on bones, you can do that too. It's just perfect. The flavor combination, the crunch, the sweet, the snappy, everything is in there. And you didn't have to kill a living being to enjoy it.
There we are. Going for that not killing living beings vote. It is now
an angel.
All right, King Friday.
The quail egg is not only the most delectable of All Hallows Eve, but one of the few tamper-proof snacks that we would pick up in the little peasant village, because all the others, the Mars bread and the bubble gruel, some ne'er-do-well was always slipping in a little mini guillotine, and you have to check over all the candy after the fact before. But the egg of Quailarum, now that's in the shell. You can't get the Tylenol in there. Like, it's people are gonna find it. So it's fun, and it's safe.
Vote. Get the votes in. Voting is open. Sean Griffin wants to clarify that he likes him.
I like you too. I was just playing.
And Tim Rowclef has got less easy mashup. Whosoever holds this hammer, if they be worthy, shall know the glory of the hunt.
Scott, I called my mom and told her to vote for you.
Thanks, buddy. I need all the help I can get on this one.
It's like she's taking away the votes right now. I think it's time for the countdown. The votes have been coming in fast and furious. That's been good.
And 3, 2, 1, beep. And David has scored a point.
David has scored the first point in the final battle round of the final round of BattleCOM for Halloween. So that means, Scotty, you will be going first on the negative round. Was it? No, that was the positive round. Yes. Yeah. No, negative quail eggs.
First off, I would just like to say the last time I was beaten by this many puppets, it was behind a dumpster at a furries convention, and I paid for it. Like, of course, to him, quail eggs are good. They had the plague. You can't tell the difference. Big legions on your skin. You're eating quail eggs. I just looked it up online. They're not good for pregnant women, stunting the population. And also, too many of them are bad for your stomach. And I know he's a puppet and he doesn't have a stomach, but that's not the point. The point is it's bad for you.
There we go. Scotty, eggs are bad for you.
Quail eggs.
Quail eggs. David Pryde, it is your negative round. Negative about bite-sized Kit Kats.
Bite-sized Kit Kats. You know, the great jester Duke Mitch of Hedberg once said, I like Kit Kats unless I'm with 4 or more people. And the same dilemma with a bite-sized kid. It's even worse. You got to have one other guy, and then the villagers will be Get it back. The villagers will be fighting over to split. These Kit Kats, they're just designed for just quarrels between starving peasants, of which I've met a few.
Vote. The votes have already started coming in.
I really hope this is David's new act. I so hope this is his act.
Oh, it's tied up. It's tied up.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh.
And the king is pacing. But I think we can give this a countdown.
I feel like people think if they're voting against a puppet, they'll hurt its feelings.
2, 1, beep. Oh boy.
David Pryde with his successful return to BattleCOM. Has managed to get a clean sweep of all battlefields. So congratulations to David. And we want to thank Tina Spirals on Twitter for modeling the BattleCOM t-shirt. That'll be the Twitter, Facebook page icon. We lost someone there for a moment. I think it's Don. You can also go to Linktree. On the Linktree, you can also see the store. So if you want some BattleCOM merch, the orange hoodie there says, "Losing is a learning experience, and I'm here to teach you." So we've got a few have come up. Are you prepared to show these, Cindy?
Yep.
So the first one is Predator by Tim Rowclef.
Yeah.
Roshan, get to the hammer.
Get to the hammer.
The less easy one is whosoever holds this hammer, if they be worthy, shall know the glory of the hunt.
Like it.
Yeah. So those are the 3 choices that are currently in for this.
I like Tim Rowclife's.
Yeah,
I like the first one.
Yeah.
Get
The
to
other one
the
with the Get to the Ham is
Get to
the
the
wrong
hammer.
movie. It's the wrong movie. That's Commando, not Predator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I withdraw.
I don't mean to be that geek.
For the record, this would be a much better MCU Thor than what we get.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Oh.
like Hemsworth.
Even Roshan is voting for Tim's,
Predator.
and that is the competition. Tim actually he did 2 of them. He did the Predator as well as whosoever holds his hammer. So congratulations, Tim. You prevented Roshan from getting a clean sweep on the audience mashup, and this nice little motion art was created by Evan C. Abrams. We want to mention him. Check him out in social media. He also does tutorials for people doing motion art. So our battlers today have been David Pryde. Let's
I'm gonna go
Dave.
there. Hey.
There he is. He's David Pryde Jokes on Twitter. Zeus Fleming. Zeus Fleming on TikTok. Dawn Xanklin Comedy on Instagram. And Scotty Mars. Scotty Mars Show on Instagram. Erica Tadeo wasn't able to be with us today, and Cindy refused to submit a photo to be used. And I'm Paul Ash. So let's just go through the performers again, just so they get the big picture when we put up their social medias. David Pryde, Jokes on Twitter, Scotty Mars Show on Instagram.
Yeah.
Dawn Xanklin. Dawn Xanklin Comedy on Instagram.
May the force be with you.
Mashing the streams. And Zeus Fleming on TikTok.
Ooh.
There we go.
The gang signs from Vulcan.
All right, Sean Griffin just go, holy shit, I didn't know it was David on the show because he wasn't reading the labels. Fun show, yay. Cindy, this is Cindy's first time, a very short turn coming in to fill in for Erica, who got called into an adult thing. So we're sorry. She might join us in the after show. Tim Rowclef is saying merci beaucoup for Ruroshen conceding. This has been BattleCOM, and yeah, there we are. This is BattleCOM. All right, there we are. I've got the right thing showing. We're going to move on to just YouTube only, so we can chat with you, talk about anything that you guys like. I might take this mask off just to reveal the scarred face underneath it, and we will be doing that. So if you haven't followed us on YouTube yet, this is your chance to subscribe. So removing this now, and removing Twitter as well,
and removing my clothes.
Boom. This is going to be the stripped down version.
BattleCOM After Dark.
BattleCOM After Dark. We are now just on YouTube. There we are.
Zeus, drink from your cup again, because I could see Will Smith through the bottom of it.
Could you?
Yeah,
it was really dirty.
There was a weird effect there. I thought, oh no, maybe that's just something being transparent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we are.
Green screen thing.
Whoa! What just happened to my? I just lost half my stuff.
It looks like it's not as well lit on one side, but
yeah, but I didn't change anything. That was weird.
Is your curtain? Maybe your drape is actually caught in your chair. It's
Oh, you know what it was? No, I got my jacket, I think, in the way.
All right. Mystery solved. Welcome. Welcome back to BattleCOM, David. It has been a long time since you've been on the show.
I know. I was clearly insecure, so I kind of cut some corners on this one. I kind of tried to stack the deck a bit.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah. I didn't pull out Ernie. I had back up. I would have actually lip synced with her because he could actually move that, but
his both moves, whereas the others didn't.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, I would have got a cramp.
Congratulations to all the battlers. We just lost Zeus.
He said 1 sec, so I think he'll be back.
Oh, all right, David. That was a brilliant game plan. AJ is in awe of your strategizing.
Yes, well done, sir.
It's Halloween. By the way, we need to point out Halloween is holy for Cindy. If you want to just turn your head sideways so people see.
That's so cool.
So
this is my Olympics. I start October 1st. I took time out of my schedule of shopping and decorating to do this, so I hope you guys appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yay.
And look.
Yay.
We've got Erica.
Erica's
Hey, there she is.
She's muted though.
She has muted herself. Yeah,
I muted myself because I didn't just want to walk in and be like, "Hey, everybody!" If someone was, in the middle of saying something funny.
Sean Griffin is mentioning that David came out swinging and it paid off.
Yeah.
David.
What do we got?
Never work with my green screen.
Wow.
Let's just try it now.
Hang on. Let me turn my green screen off for you, and everybody can see the back of my my basically just a sheet.
Right.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't have stains on it, it should be good.
So yeah, a fan made this for me. This is Zeus.
Because you're Rat G.
Rat G TV.
Yeah.
But I couldn't reach him during the show, so I was like, I'm gonna come at David with that, but
you went easy on me. Thank you.
No, don't confuse lazy with easy.
AJ Young pointing out the legend herself, Erica.
Hello.
Erica getting shout outs from the crowd.
Guys, I haven't done anything yet. All right, like Cindy has done all of my work for me tonight. Like ignore me.
This has been a fun show, and we're under 2 hours, which is always good to see.
Wait, did I miss the entire show?
Yeah.
You guys couldn't go to like 4 free-for-all rounds? Just like, like we usually do?
We did go to 2 free-for-all rounds, or 3 free-for-all rounds at different points. So
definitely a couple, yeah.
Happy
I
Halloween.
think each of us had at least one.
Yeah, there is it has been a wild show. It's Halloween. What's everybody going to be dressing up as?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm just knocking on the door with puppets and going off to the side.
But how will you hold the bag?
How? Oh no, it's just purely for sport. I won't take any. And I'm not doing Halloween. I'm going to do it Thursday just to keep the rush.
Tim Rowclef is saying, Hale, it was all so much fun, but he's got to run. Thank you very much for tuning in, Tim. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Please like and subscribe, share the video with people. You can share the video from the YouTube page. That will be helpful. This was a very fun show. I'm quite glad. I'm glad I got to throw a little shade at Dawn's choice of the craft
I
caramel.
lost my Star Trek somehow. Oh, I thought you were going to make fun of the background because I was just kind of going,
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but more. I was just like, oh my God, how do I lose a Zoom background of Star Trek?
You have because you have the bridge of the Enterprise, the classic, not the classic. You have the next gen Enterprise. I remember seeing that screen.
Yeah, I lost it. But caramels are delicious.
Caramels are delicious, and can I just
but they're available year round. I mean,
they're the best.
Yeah.
But you know what, Paul? You had the best comeback for that. They are a candy that's inside of.
Yes, that's true. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that was a good line.
It's like, oh.
But the thing is, I have a bit more time to think about these things because I see everybody's choices before everyone else. No, all the performers don't see the other performers' choices until they hear them on screen for the first time. And I think that's who hasn't wanted to see Uhura pilot in X-Wing though?
She can do it all.
That'd be dope.
She can.
I didn't see my choices until just basically when the show started.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see Scotty's choices until this afternoon when I got home from work.
Although Paul, can I just say, when you said that you were going to criticize Dawn's choice of, and then all you said was the craft, given that this is the Halloween show, I was going to be like, you do not make fun of that movie. Like, I was going to stand up for my fellow, like, millennial women and say, no, that movie is the bomb. We do not say anything mean about it. It is great.
Exactly.
And if you don't believe me, then I don't know.
Craft the movie.
The Craft the movie.
With Rose McGowan. Or not Rose McGowan.
No.
The girl from Party of Five.
Nev Campbell. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Rose McGowan played a witch on Charmed. That's what you're thinking of.
Right. No, but I always mix her up with that other crazy girl that's on that, though.
Feruza.
But the crazy one that shaves her head, doesn't she, at the end of the movie or something?
Does she?
I don't know.
I haven't done my annual rewatch yet, so like.
Followed up by the amazing The Craft Legacy.
Is it worth watching? I was going to watch it last year, but like, I don't know. Telecom companies wanted me to pay like $30 to rent it, and I was like, I don't have, like, no thanks. I am too depressed. Anyway.
I know a burlesque performer.
Mr. Boogedy, right?
No.
Mr. Boogedy.
It's good.
Boogedy. Boo.
Yeah. Boogedy boo.
That's a Gen X reference. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
But I have
Gen X.
My answer to that is not funny.
What?
Like
Mr. Boogedy?
The best Halloween movie. It's not funny.
What is it?
Because I have a serious this is my Halloween Trick or Treat, not the heavy metal one from the 80s. The anthology film, which I thought was going to have to be my choice, because I threw Paul like last minute. I'm like, anthology. I go Twilight Zone, and then he didn't get back to me right away. So I was like, first I said Tales from the Crypt, and then it was like he didn't get back to me. I was like, oh shit, Twilight Zone, Trick or Treat, and he's like, all three are available. I'm like, what the fuck did people pick?
I hate horror movies. I am the biggest chicken on the planet.
Trick or Treat is like, it's all based on Halloween traditions.
Yep.
And then there's horror stories surrounding them. It's perfect for like the actual day of Halloween. It is like the best horror movie for the day.
Wow.
Cindy is a horror film addict as well.
Sean's saying goodbye.
Yeah, Sean
Bye,
is saying
Sean.
goodbye, saying
See you,
we got to
see you,
drop
Sean.
off.
See you, Sean.
So, Dr. Sean Griffin is off to do some space work.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
He's got some X-Files to go work on. It's almost Halloween, so you know.
Oh,
Just
I thought that was
let's-
a bobble of Sean.
Yeah, this is
That
my Sean
what?
bobblehead.
there we go.
What is it?
That's
That
from
is
Sam.
Sam
Trick or
from Trick or Treat.
That's
He
Sam
let them-
from Trick or Treat.
Oh,
Good grief.
He's the little kid that holds all the stories together. Super cool. He usually has a sack on his head, but this is anyway.
I was gonna say, yeah, I dated a girl and she was a big fan of the Trick or Treat series. So I bought her a few of the Funkos, and they had like the Tom McFarlane ones as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really cool.
yeah.
This is you actually, Scotty, you sort of attacked Zeus's choice of the Sandman. Another goodbye from Sean.
oh, night, Sean.
Bye, Sean. But the thing is, if the Sandman, though the stories don't always focus on him, they
That's
are
true.
linked together through the fact that the endless, which are
Right.
these,
I was
forever
Dream, death, and despair, and all of that.
delirium.
Delirium.
I was
yeah.
attacking.
Wow.
Sometimes you just attack.
But Neil Gaiman's called it a story about stories. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it
But
I
the
think it was
anthology.
it was a clever little slip in on a technicality there.
Oh,
If not, I had nothing else. I
it's brilliant.
I thought of Tales from the Crypt as well, but the last one I saw was, I think, Corey Feldman.
Yeah, he's in
Ugh.
Bordello
He
of
did-
Blood,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
one of the
I
movies.
I think I saw that.
The
Yeah.
show was
can't
phenomenal.
remember.
The couple movies, Demon Knight, the first movie was actually quite good. Bordello of Blood was really funny,
Yeah.
stupid. I
It
enjoyed
wasn't
it, but it
scary
wasn't good.
for me.
What
Was
was
it too scary for you?
No, I'm saying it wasn't even scary
Oh,
for
okay,
me, which
okay.
is surprising.
I was about to get worried for you, bud.
I'm just looking something up. Wasn't the Crypt Keeper in Tales from the Hood?
Tales from the
Yeah.
Was he in Tales from the Hood?
It was so bad. That was
It-
1990 something. That would have been around
Uh,
like NWA era.
1995, I think. I just
Yeah,
I
they were
just
trying to
pulled up
piggyback
the.
off the whole
Oh, okay.
West
sounds
Coast hip hop.
It's a comedy drama anthology film. Okay. Executive produced by Spike Lee. I thought it was sort of like a knock on it on the Tales from the Crypt.
I mean, Leprechaun went to the Hood twice.
Oh.
And he hung out with Jennifer Aniston the first time.
Oh.
Funny. Like
That's-
my friends and I all watched Leprechaun, the first one, because we loved horror movies. The night Friends came on, I call my friends and I'm like, guys, the hot chick from Leprechaun's on TV. we were more enthralled with it. The girl from Leprechaun. She got another job. Yay!
See, I remember her from after that. She was on a sketch comedy show, I think on Fox, called The Edge. Right
Oh, really?
before I think it was before In Living Color came out, before Mad TV. But Artie Lang was on the show. Jennifer Aniston was on the show. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh wow.
Artie's awesome. I love Artie.
Yeah,
Artie was hilarious.
not as much when he's sober, but
He's still good because he tells the stories of when he's messed up.
yeah.
I don't know how he remembers them, but
Right. I have a question, if you guys don't mind. So
Yeah.
we talked about like Halloween movies, like that movie that are must watch for Halloween. Well, like, does everybody have one for every kind of holiday? Like, like the majors. Like we all have our Christmas movies. Like I watch make sure I watch Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, and Die Hard every year.
Mhm.
But is
Gremlins.
there like a Valentine's Day one for folks? Do you guys have like a
Yeah. Maybe, unless there's a superhero movie that goes for every holiday. I think that's the only thing.
Ooh.
Was Meteor Man set at Christmas or Easter?
Well, the new Hawkeye series is set at Christmas.
So excited
Ah.
for it.
oh, that
It's
was
going to be
so
so
painfully
good.
terrible.
Right?
It's gonna
Yeah.
be so good. Like
Oh,
I'm looking at that and I'm thinking it's like, I'm sorry, Scotty. It's
it
just.
looks so painfully bad.
Do you see the one scene? They throw a Molotov cocktail at the window. Clint breaks the window, catches the Molotov, and then throws it back out, all in one motion. I'm like, boom. And then if you've read I'm a comic book nerd. And if you've read Matt Friction's Hawkeye run,
Matt Fraction?
literally just that story. Like, it's so good. Pizza dogs. Oh my God.
Like, there's so much. I watched a trailer for that, and I was watching it cringing the whole time as I watched it.
But
Just
Scotty,
like,
you cringe at everything.
just
Come
like
on.
sheer pain. Not at everything.
You like two things.
Just I like a lot of things.
He likes black licorice and
I don't like black licorice. Yeah, come on,
He
now.
likes
Don't paint me
No.
in that way.
So why did you cringe? Was it because it was about Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's too cheesy for one. Jeremy Renner may be the worst actor alive. Like maybe the worst actor alive. He should go back to singing because he's better at that, and that's saying something. Go back to the Dodge commercials he was doing. That was the best acting he ever did. But like, Hawkeye is just a lamer attempt at a Green Arrow, and it's like Green Arrow is a superior version, and now you're forcing this Hawkeye show just to get Kate. What's her name? Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Just to get Kate Bishop into the MCU. That's the only reason this show exists, is because they are desperately trying to get Young Avengers to happen. And that's the only reason this show exists, because Hawkeye on his own cannot and should not carry a TV show.
I feel validated. Oh, it was just like I haven't heard any other person criticize Hawkeye, but I was just like, him?
That's all I hear.
Yeah, I just
I wasn't as much as I like the director. I didn't even like the Hurt Locker.
Oh no, me neither. But you know what you cannot deny? National Lampoon's Senior Trip. Jeremy Renner acted his ass off as that stoner in that movie.
It's like they keep on Paramount. I watch a lot of Paramount Plus because I like Bar Rescue. Because it's like the worst show on television, but it's mindless. I just like watching John Taffer yell at people because he looks like an angry turtle. But it's they keep running ads for this Jeremy Renner show, like Mayor of Kingstown, I think it is. And he's supposed to be like a tough guy. Like, oh, don't cross me. He's like, I'll give you some advice. Leave this town. You can't handle it here. And it's like being scolded by a guy that wasn't smart enough to be a high school teacher. Like, he said, you should leave here because otherwise I'm going to get my manager and you're going to have to leave this Foot Locker because that's about the only job I'm qualified for. It's terrible. Like, I watched the previews for that show and I'm like, if they had gotten anybody with any amount of threatening persona, this show I'd want to watch it because everything else in the trailers I'm interested. And then Jeremy Renner comes on and I'm like, ew, you're weak. I could whip your ass. I don't want to see a tough guy in a movie where I instantly think I can beat him up. Like, that's
AJ. So I'm friends with a guy who got to see the screener for that, and the embargo was lifted today, so he was able to talk about it. He was saying it's the first miss for Marvel. He's saying it's not a bad movie. Says Chloe Zhao put together a really nice film, but it's not an action movie. There are action sequences in it, but it is a character study movie from beginning to end. And you get some really good stories, he says. You get some really good characters. But he said that it would be a good movie if they would have made it 2 movies. So that's the initial reaction from him and a lot of other people. The embargo's lifted today, though, so you can go check out the review.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews pop up, and it seems mixed at best.
Yeah.
I actually thought it looked like the best. It looked like the most DC Marvel movie that they made. And I say that in a good way. I enjoy DC
nothing good
properties.
about
Hey,
See?
is there a way we can control Scott? Can I just drop Scott from this call? Is there any way? Because that's just going to tell me Zack Snyder's the greatest.
No.
I actually can, but I'm not going to.
No,
listen.
I think I've said this before on an after show. I will say it again. I was part of the movement to release the Snyder Cut because I did want to see it. And it is infinitely better than Justice League, definitely. But
Again, that's like saying that was Shatner's best acting.
Pretty much. But the whole like restore the Snyderverse thing is very misleading because there is no Snyderverse. He wants to tell a very cohesive story that whether you like it or not, he has laid out what that story is. And to me, the rest of that story sounds like garbage. Like, I don't want to see an entire film in the nightmare world with evil Superman. And Batman sacrificing himself to save Lois Lane. First off, he's Batman, and if he's traveling in time, he's definitely going to have a plan so that he doesn't die. And then Lois and Clark's kid becoming Batman is damn near the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And he confirmed that the dead Robin is Dick Grayson. No, because you need Nightwing. It shows you don't understand. But anyway, I could go on for hours about what's wrong with his overall vision.
It sounds like you literally just made all of that stuff up. Like that sounds like the most. I haven't seen Justice League because I feel like I just have better things to do with my time. But all of that sounds like supremely fucked up. And like this is coming from a person whose favorite MCU movie is probably Winter Soldier, which is like 16 movies in one.
It's the best one though.
It's the best one, but it's weird as hell if you think about it.
Yeah.
So like for me to say that, like, no, this sounds fucked up, even though I enjoy a movie where but Captain America takes on the computerized brain of a disgraced Nazi scientist, like like it's got to be real messed up for me to think that it's messed up.
Yeah, no. So I'm not on the restore the Snyderverse thing. I'm very excited about where they're going with their films right now.
I'm not a Snyder fan in the least. I never have been. I thought Watchmen was a perfect movie for him because he and Alan Moore both hate superheroes. I don't care what anybody says. They hate the traditional superhero. They don't like anything that has hope. They don't like anything where it's going to be positive at all. Zack Snyder made a Man of Steel movie for fans that didn't like Superman, who found that Superman was too boring. That's why so many people who love Man of Steel, I find that they like almost every single one that I come across, especially on my geek page, every one of them is like, oh, I hated Superman until Zack Snyder came along and basically made him this angsty, grumpy Batman with superpowers.
Yeah, and he stated ahead of time that he wanted to make Superman kill someone.
Yeah.
Right. Like, Superman never wants... I'm not saying Superman doesn't kill. Superman does everything he can to avoid it. And Henry Cavill, you couldn't do this! You couldn't do this!
Well,
you couldn't just do this!
The thing is I get here... It's a funny thing, because I like Man of Steel. But I'm a comic book fan, and I'm open to different interpretations of the heroes. I think the problem that Snyder... Well, first off, Snyder has a death fetish. You watch any of his films, he kills damn near everybody in his movies. And that's an issue when you are dealing with heroes that shouldn't die. I think it's just a problem. But the thing is his arc is one that, again, like if you're thinking of it as taking it out of our world where we like these characters and know them, but like the average ticket buyer, they only know Big Blue Boy Scout. That's the Superman they know, and that's what they're expecting when they buy the ticket. They're not down for the ride of, oh, we're going to watch Clark become that guy, because it seems like a waste of time to them. Like,
I don't know.
The thing is, I think it's he just wants to cheat. You've got a known property, and you can put the known property in the name. Like Brightburn, it's like if Brightburn was Superman Brightburn or whatever, right? Because that has as much relevance to the origin of Superman as having him. Yeah. I mean, well, okay, maybe a little less, but it's along the same lines. I do. We are coming into like very close to 2 hours. I kind of want to wrap at 2 hours.
I bogarted this, sorry.
Oops, I think I'm frozen.
Yeah, what just happened? I feel like
Paul
I
went
into a
robotic.
computer.
Still here? Okay.
Your computerized self is still here.
Connection.
Yeah, I can see Erica, but I think Cindy is.
I think she's frozen.
She's frozen
Either
too.
that or she smiles a lot.
I think Cindy and Paul are both frozen.
Oh, it's Paul's internet connection.
Oh, yeah. All
there
right.
You look kind of back,
Oh,
buddy.
Oh, he's
Wait,
back.
I think he's back.
All right. Yeah, Cindy and I are in the same neighborhood, and so it
Oh.
seems to be a neighborhood kind of thing
Yeah.
that's happening.
Mhm.
But it's what was I going to say? Oh yeah, because there's a new TV show on Global I want to touch on because it's got a little bit of a supernatural thing, and it's Halloween season. Ghosts. Has anyone seen it yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep.
watch the UK original, which is watch the US version first, so that it doesn't seem quite as inferior to the UK version. Because I mean, British originals are always the best. It is fantastic. Paul, please give me your opinions because I love it. I'm a big fan.
It's actually, I want to point out it's shot in Montreal, and so you might see some familiar faces from the Montreal comedy scene in it as well.
Paul's in it.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that yet because till it airs. But Heidi Foss will be making an appearance as well.
Voss.
There's a local guy from Ottawa in there too. I discovered in my Instagram.
And one of the male lead, Ukarsh, what's his last name?
Oh my gosh.
He's in Free Guy. He's
Oh,
he's the pink killer bunny. So he
Oh,
plays
yeah.
the husband of the
Apex
couple.
Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the woman who plays Rose is she's been acting forever. She started out with on Xena, and she also was like a yellow
Power Ranger?
Power Ranger.
Power Ranger for a while. So she has done so many things. So that's it. Roshan is saying Ghost is so good.
It
It is. It's still sort of finding its feet. Now the UK version is one of the highest rated comedies on UK television right now,
It's so good.
and it is so good. The group who created Ghosts are the same people who did The Horrible History. So they were a sketch troupe who worked together prior, and in filming it here, they're still doing a lot of improv as well. And the actors they got, it was mainly cast in LA, but a lot of the actors that they have are like high-end improvisers. It's a lot of fun. It has a lot of potential, and I think they're hoping it to be the next sort of Office. Because I mean, like if we can talk about, there's been a lot of British sitcoms that came over that, the earliest one I can think of is Steptoe Sons, which became Steptoe Son, which became Sanford and Son. And then there was, of course, there's The Office, but there was also Coupling.
Oh yeah, but the US version of Coupling lasted for like 6 episodes.
Yeah. So you have to kind of tap into it. And of course, because it's North America, they had to change up the ghosts as well. So, because different people would have died in that area accordingly. And they have a native ghost who talks most modern of all the ghosts. But Sisyphus is hilarious. So
Nice.
it's kind of neat.
I really like Being Human. Like that was another one.
Yep.
It wasn't a
Being-
comedy
Yes.
though, but it was good. The British version and the Canadian version, I call it, because it was filmed in Montreal, I think.
Yeah.
If you look closely, you have seen me in a couple scenes. But that was the long hair where Scotty talked about assaulting a Muppet.
That was strictly a joke. For
I don't
Paul.
think Zeus has seen the pictures of me with long hair. So
Oh, show him, please.
that was one in my head as I was saying that. I was like, this is really just for Paul. I'm playing to the back of the room.
Some insider baseball.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
let's.
But yeah, glad you mentioned it. Also, Paul, may I just mention briefly for those of you who haven't seen it, during last month's after show, someone brought up the at that time reigning Jeopardy champion Matt Amodio, who had won like, I don't know, 5 billion episodes of Jeopardy and just like wouldn't leave. Anyways, he got unseated, and I think he is still current Jeopardy champion, may or may not be Paul's secret son. Like, you guys need to watch Jeopardy and see this guy. I just want to say, like, he looks exactly like Paul, and he is an actor and dialect coach who specializes in Irish accents. Does that sound like anyone you know?
We hold it. This is my second secret son, because there's a Montreal comedian who's also
it is another one of your secret sons.
There we go, Zeus. Sorry,
there's Matrix Paul.
Wait, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That looks like an album cover.
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was the secret son or not.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
Looks exactly like that. So yeah.
I was gonna say he doesn't really look like you, and then you're like, oh wait, that is you.
That's grunge Paul.
That is, yeah.
That was my stage magician years.
See, Scotty and I were thinking David Coverdale, and you were thinking David Copperfield.
Nicely done.
Thank you. For the millennials, that was our version of Chris Angel.
I know who David Copperfield is. Come on.
Sorry.
You never know. You never know.
Tell us more, Uncle Phil, about the things from the past.
Yes.
Well, you know, I originally started off as a voice actor on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was the Shredder. And before that, I was Junkyard Dog on Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
That's right.
What?
Okay, that I didn't know. Please
Green
tell me
Davey
there's
was he's a
footage
voice
of
actor before.
that I can find.
It's amazing.
JYD, grab them cakes.
Yeah.
So old.
Yeah, you and me both, bud.
Yeah.
It's okay. We won't judge you for it.
Oh, this is such not a flattering photo, but
oh no.
I was about to leave, but I need to see this non-flattering.
Right?
There.
At first, I legit thought that was Sam Kinison. And like the first quick glimpse, I'm like, Sam Kinison. Oh, wait.
So was your hair different texture between the first picture and the second one?
It was combed out more on the first photo.
Oh, okay.
So it grows in ringlets.
Interesting.
His endorsement deal with Just for Men ran out.
Yeah.
Is it weird when I see pictures of Paul like that, the song Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet pop in my head?
That was his opener.
It's like the Muppet version of Fabio on the cover of the Harlequin novels.
So, Scotty is right.
Sorry,
That
I'll
was
never be back on the show. I know.
Scotty was right. That is was my opening line for a long time.
Dad, who raised me? What?
For stand up, I walk on
Listen,
stage.
AJ, I'm telling you, I will be back with cigarettes sometime. The store was busy. I'll be there.
Hilarious. I don't know if this was discussed during the show, but can we just talk about how there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, but it doesn't come out until after Halloween?
That's strange. Yeah, but I think COVID had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
too,
it's just
right?
COVID shuffling.
Yeah. I would assume so, but also what if that means that it's just not good?
I've heard that it's not good.
Really?
But I can't remember the source.
I'm worried they're going for toy sales with the mini Stay Puft.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what every Ghostbusters movie is about, unfortunately.
I'm okay with that, though. Like, because we talked about this on our show. I was one of those people that hated on the prequels, the Star Wars prequels when they came out. So I was just like, oh, these are just so bad. Like, Jar Jar, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what it was. I think I saw an interview with Freddie Prinze Jr. like years ago. And he was talking about, because he's buddies with George Lucas, and he was saying, these movies, every franchise, every set of like trilogies is set for kids of that era. Yeah. So in the 70s, it was aimed at me. In the 2000s, it was aimed at millennials. These new sequels are aimed at Gen A. So everyone that's hating on the sequels now is going to, the kids of this era are going to love them because that's what they grew up on, sort of thing, right? And I'm
there's already tons of nostalgia for the prequels. So
and the prequels, some parts of it hold up really well. And the other thing, my argument was always, especially like when episode 1 came out and people were like shitting on it, and I enjoyed 90% of it. Like I love Darth Maul. Pod race was cool. That's still probably the best lightsaber fight. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul. It's probably still the best lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
And when people were like, yeah, but there was all this setup and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's chapter 1 of a story. What book have you ever read that chapter 1 was the best book or the best chapter? Like, so looking at it in the context of a complete story, I kind of forgave them maybe a bit more than I should have, but I still kind of forgave them.
I find it was Attack of the Clones was the one that everyone hated on because it was all the politics and it was just, all right, we get it. Yes,
the kids love politics.
Yeah, kids love politics. Patton Oswalt,
right?
Patton Oswalt has a great bit on the prequels.
Of course he does.
Where if you've ever seen it or not, but he's like, he runs into George Lucas and he's like, do you like Darth Vader? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, make another movie with him. He's a little kid. And it's like, oh, okay. He's like, do you like Boba Fett? Yeah. Well, you get to meet him when he's a kid. And he's like, I don't give a shit about the things that I love, where they come from. I just want what I love. It's a really good bit. Like, I'm not doing it justice, but I do have to bounce.
Yeah, and I think it's time for all of us to bounce. It was a wonderful show.
Fun.
Thank all of you. Thanks to David Pryde as well, who had to leave earlier. Thank you very much, Cindy, for filling in for Erica. Thank you, Erica, for joining us at the end. Scotty, Zeus, Dawn, all of you fantastic battlers. We will be back. So make sure you're following BattleCOM on Facebook, and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel here. Have a good night. Remember,